Are you feeling that pre-IELTS panic? Staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m., wondering what questions they're going to throw at you? Yeah, you're not alone. But today, we are going to turn that anxiety into pure confidence. We're about to walk through the brand new speaking topics for 2026, so you can walk into that test room ready for absolutely anything. Let's dive in.
So this is it, right? The big question that kind of haunts every single person studying for the IELTS. But here's the secret. You don't need a crystal ball. You just need a really good map. And that is exactly what we're going to build together today. We'll break down all the new topics, figure out the patterns, and give you the tools to handle whatever comes your way.
Okay, so the IELTS test is always changing, it's always evolving. And a fresh set of speaking topics has just been released. And look, this isn't just some minor update, it's a whole new challenge. So we've got to make sure your prep is as current as the questions you're about to face. Now, when you first see a list like this, I know it can look totally overwhelming, but seriously, don't let it intimidate you. The key is to just break it down piece by piece. So let's start with the first part of the test, Part 1.
Think of Part 1 as the warm-up, breaking the ice. The examiner just wants to see if you can handle simple, everyday conversations. The topics are designed to be familiar, things you know about. But this 2026 list, it has a few surprises. Let's take a look.
Let's get into some specifics. First up, typing. Yeah, typing. It might sound a little strange, but they want to know what you think about it. Do you prefer that click-clack sound of a keyboard, or maybe the scratch of a pen on paper? It's a perfect example of how IELTS can turn something totally normal into a chance for you to show off your English. Next on the list, walking. A simple question like, do you like to walk, isn't really just about, walking. It's a chance for you to paint a picture with your words. You could describe your favorite park, or the busy city streets you walk through, or a hike you'll never forget. They're testing your ability to bring your own personal experiences to life. And then you've got a topic like gifts. It seems simple, right? But it opens the door to stories about your relationships, about creativity, about your personal values. You're probably seeing the trend here in these new topics. There's a big focus on personal reflection. This right here, this is a perfect illustration of the difference between a good answer and a great one. Just saying spaghetti is fine, but saying it was comforting spaghetti that brought my family together, now that's a story. That's the kind of personal detail that makes your answer memorable, and that's what gets you the points.
All right, let's level up. We're moving on to Parts 2 and 3. This is where the training wheels really come off. You're going to be asked to speak for a longer time on a more complex topic and then get into a more abstract discussion about it. It's a real test of your fluency and how deep you can go on a subject.
The format here is pretty strict, but honestly, that's a good thing. It means you can practice the mechanics of it until it feels like second nature. You get 1 minute to prep, 2 minutes to talk, and then you have the follow-up discussion. If you can master this rhythm, you'll feel so much more in control on test day. Just take a look at some of these new topics. See a pattern? They're not just asking you to describe stuff. They're asking you to tell stories. They want to hear about your experiences, your relationships, your inner world. This is where your storytelling skills can really shine. You're going to hear people talk about a cue card. That's just the topic card the examiner gives you. Think of it as your roadmap for the long turn, that 2-minute talk. It's not a script you have to follow exactly, but it gives you the key points you should probably cover.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Oh no, do I have to start all my preparation from scratch? And the answer to that is a huge, resounding no. While there are definitely new topics to master, a massive chunk of the classic questions are still in play.
Seriously, we are talking about over 50 topics for Part 1 and a massive 80 topics for Parts 2 and 3 that are sticking around from previous years. So what does this mean for you? It means all that work you've already put in on classic topics is still incredibly valuable. That's the foundation you're going to build your success on. So here's just a little taste of what's staying. You've got your classic evergreen topics like hometown and weather, but also more specific ones like puzzles and old buildings. The main takeaway here, a really smart preparation strategy covers both the new stuff and the old. You need both. So we've covered the what, the new topics, the old topics, but now let's talk about the how. And this is, without a doubt, the most important part of this whole thing. The real secret to success isn't about memorizing scripts, it's about mastering a strategy. This right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. You could spend months trying to memorize a perfect word-for-word answer for every single topic, and you'd probably still get a question you didn't prepare for. It's a recipe for stress and, honestly, a robotic-sounding performance. The much smarter path? Focus on mastering broad themes and practicing the art of storytelling.
That way, you'll be able to adapt to any question that comes your way.
So let's just reframe your goal right now. It is not about having 100 perfect answers stored in your brain. It's about having the skills and the tools to build one great answer, right there on the spot, for any topic they can possibly think of. It's about trading that anxiety for agility.
At the end of the day, the IELTS speaking test isn't just about your English. It's about making a connection. The topics are just the starting point. The real magic happens when you bring your own experiences, your own personality, and your own voice into that conversation. We've given you the map for the 2026 test. Now it's your turn to chart the course. So get out there, practice your storytelling, and get ready to share your unique story with the world.